Hey, Sandra, y'all, welcome. Scotch on the Bayou. We're kind of back on track with our third Tuesday of the month. It's been a crazy summer already, guys. I hope everyone is doing well. It's gonna be a fun show, a fun show, a, s- a show so fun. We're getting late because we were having a lot of fun in the green room, and giggling like two schoolgirls of age that are excited to visit with one another and to drink some really good drams, because we, as Scotch drinkers and whiskey enthusiasts, really enjoy sharing with one another, right? We enjoy this, and we really like this whiskey, and then we encounter folks that have no clue about it, might be kind of curious, have no conception of what it's really like, and have a lot of misconceptions. And so tonight I thought it would be fun on how to kind of approach newbies and folks that are kind of thinking about getting into whiskeys, or maybe they're in a different spirit that they like, even if it's bourbon, or if it's gin, or if it's like a tequila, and but they've always been kind of scared about Scotch. Unfortunately, it still kind of has some reps of being snooty and pretentious and oh grandpa drink, and we're two women here tonight to like totally dispel that for sure. But I just want to say, hey, thanks everybody. First and foremost, thanks for all your patience. I've been going through a lot, have lots of sweet comments from all of y'all about what all's been going on in my life lately. Truly appreciate it. I cannot thank you all enough, for the encouragement, support, all the love, all the good juju you've sent my way. Health wise, got through another road, another hurdle this month on that, and we're looking like we're going to have some smooth sailing. So I'm really excited. So we have a lot to celebrate tonight. Just want to say hey to some folks that are already in, and I see Ian's here from way down on the other side of the world. Hey, friend, thanks for being here. And we saw Chad. Chad joined the Camp Drammers again. Hey, Chad, our friend. Jennifer and I have had a great time up in Victoria Whiskey Festival with this guy, and such a good buddy. And this man, if you're not following Gav's Drams, go sign up, go subscribe right now. This fella is a dear friend that I've met in Glasgow 2 years ago, and he's got to get. I actually got to see him in March at the Independent Festival, and he has challenged me to something special. So we'll talk about that in the future for sure. Gab, it's 2 a.m. I hope you took a nap today. So good to see you. Our friend, our wonderful malt mate. Oh, hey there, Everwind. I hope you are enjoying some downtime, my friend. And my buddy down to Bayou, Shy. Trooper, good to see you. Everybody's cutting grass. My Mark cut grass today. He's going to cut at the camp. He's going to cut grass at the house tomorrow because we have a little disturbance in the Gulf, and this is such a thing. Everybody cuts grass right before they know the bad weather's coming in. That is such a thing. Jimmy Jazz is in. Hello, Jimmy. I hope you're doing well, drinking something good tonight. It's so wonderful. Yes, glad you could join us. The three of us together just doesn't spell anything but trouble, fun trouble, but no bail money is needed. So yeah, tonight we're going to be talking about introducing people to whiskey. And my guest is no stranger to the channel. Thankfully, I didn't have to twist her arm too badly to come on, because she's my best whiskey buddy for sure, and um, just a sister from another mister, I guess is the way you would say it nowadays. But we have had so much fun, and I met this woman because of whiskey, and so I want everybody to say hello, cheers, and all for my dear friend Jennifer.
Hello. It's so good to be on.
Hey, I'm so glad you did this for me, because it's like this made me very happy. I was like, I need a emotionally wonderful show to help bolster me, and so this is totally, just for me, y'all. You get to have the fun too, but I needed some Jen time. So
I will
not
always jump on
Jen,
your
but
show.
Jen. So I thought this is a really good idea to talk about, we live our lives and we have this, all everybody's in the chat. We're in this whiskey community, right? And but there are other people in our lives. There are other people that we know socially and family and work wise. And I just thought it would be good because so many folks, when they do find out that we like whiskey, whether it's me and Jen as two women in whiskey, or, Trooper or Chad or whoever, when they find out that you like Scotch, particularly here in the States, that's the thing. Whiskey, okay, they might be, oh, you drink bourbon. It's like,
Yeah,
well,
do.
me
Not
will say, I will say, no, but I drink Scotch, and because I tend to call it whiskey more than I do Scotch sometimes, and I think that's because of my Scottish friends.
Yes.
They don't call it Scotch; it's Scottish. They call it whiskey because that's what
Whiskey
it
with
is,
a Y.
right?
Absolutely. Yep.
So yeah, I thought this would be a good topic for
I love
us
this topic. Yes.
because we both have had people and friends. You have a couple of friends right now that you're introducing. You started a whiskey club, which had more than a couple of newbies in it. So
Yeah, for sure.
I just thought it would be a good idea. And I would love to hear from those in the chat and comments, like how any of you all approached your friends, or if they approached you first to know more, or how did you dispel rumors or shake away the scares and that kind of stuff,
I love it.
fun.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. But first I need to pour a dram. So let me know, everybody, what y'all are drinking. Jennifer and I were like picking a couple that we thought would be good to start with someone new to Scotch.
Right.
So
gotta drink a dram that's appropriate for the theme of the show.
That's it, right? This is my tried and true. This is especially for bourbon nights. This is what and I have to say, it was really pretty funny. I grabbed 3 glasses to clean. Yes, I had dirty glasses. And they were 3 all associated with you. They were the glass from the Whiskey Academy.
I love this. Okay, yes.
And my Scotch on the Bayou glass.
Always.
And my Andalusia glass.
Oh,
it's about a year ago that you and I were at Andalusia.
That was a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, 1st of August. Yeah.
My favorite part about Andalusia, which you guys know Leanne, so this isn't going to surprise you. We walk up, warehouse doors are like wide open because the warehouse is basically a shed, right? She sticks her head and she goes, "Honey, I'm home."
Yeah, because I'd been there 2 weeks before with the Scotch dummies to help them, bottle their first pick.
Yes.
So it was
and all
funny.
The guys were like, "Hey!" Like, it was fantastic. I love it.
And that was literally like a few days ago, a few days ago, for sure.
Yep.
Oh goodness. So Ian, is on the other side of the world in Australia, and it's not 8 p.m. 8:15 where he is. So he's drinking cappuccino and watermelon juice. So you're being the healthy one, sort of.
Proud of you, Ian.
Started. And BR Scotch is in. Hey, Kevin, good to see you, my friend. Thanks for dropping off the latest sample. Y'all, this guy's so good to me.
I heard about those.
Oh goodness. Let's see. Very, very good point, Chris. Is that a lot of newbies think Scotch is something different than whiskey. They don't know that Scotch is whiskey.
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah. That is a big thing. So there is a lot of misnomers there, right? I mean, there's a lot of misinformation. Hollywood certainly doesn't do us any favors of making Scotch whiskey like the drink of agony and last resort. And oh my gosh, times are horrible. Let me pour a scotch. It's like,
Well, and I just finished the series with John Hamm, Your Friends and Neighbors, and he's like a hedge fund manager that's like fallen on hard times, but he still apparently has the budget to like drink Macallan 25 like it's Kool-Aid through the entire series. Yes.
well, I'm sure he's expensing it. if that's the case. Wow.
Yeah. But
wow.
that series cracked me up, is like the number of times you see Macallan 25. He'll be like sitting in front of the TV, like totally washed up with a bag of Cheetos, like slamming a fat poor Macallan 25.
Cheetos and Macallan 25. I just, you know.
I have an adventurous palate. I mean, I wouldn't not try it, but I don't know if that would be the first pairing I'd try.
Yeah, no. So the reason I picked this Glenmorangie Quinta Reuben is a 14-year-old, and it's a port cask finish. 10 years it's at in bourbon barrels, 4 in the port. And I love the way that it marries a sweetness that's very approachable.
Yes.
It's 46% ABV, so it's not going to take anybody's head off on a high, cask strength whiskey. Anybody who loves a fruity drink, anybody who loves bourbon, they're really, this is going to be their jam. This is a higher probability of being their jam than other things.
I mean, honestly, like I've always liked it. It's a great dram, but especially after, because I know it's like one of your go-tos, especially for people who are new to whiskey. And I mean, just the years I worked in retail, that was actually one of my like jumping off bottles, just inspired by you, right? That I would like recommend to people. And I don't think I ever had a customer come back to me and say they didn't like it. Because there are those bottles that it's kind of like a bridge. And I've done the same thing with getting friends into wine. There are bridge products, right? Like, am I going to feed somebody that's new to Scotch, like a Lefroy? Probably not quite yet, No. So it's just, there are certain bottles that are just, they're crowd pleasers. They're well-made whiskeys. They're great examples of what they should be, but they just have qualities that make them just so beautiful and palatable. And that's one of them, the one that you're drinking right now. I also have a Glenmorangie. I have the Sauternes cask finish, which also lends a little bit of sweetness, right? And my first dram is the Compass Box Hedonism. And I think, so blends I've noticed are, not to just like jump the gun and jump right into the conversation, but like blends I think are also a helpful way to get people into whiskey, if they're not accustomed to it. I think blends are a good way to do it. Compass Box does a beautiful job. And I mean, Hedonism is delicious. It's silky. Yeah. It's like caramely, like it's such a good whiskey. And it's a green whiskey, right? Which then you go down the rabbit hole of like malt versus, like malted whiskey. Right. Yes. But anyway.
But it's not an egregious grain. Like there are some that, we're going to be painting the columns and the ceiling and shutters outside in front of the house. I could use paint thinner. Some egregious grain alcohol could be used as mineral spirits.
Agreed. Yes.
Hedonism is not one.
It's beautiful.
Is not one. And even something like an artist blend or a Glasgow blend, if they wanted to tip their toe into some peat, but like the artist blend, you can do that. That orchard.
Orchard House.
The Orchard House
Yum.
Is a beautiful. Yes, it's got some peat. It's got like 3% Caligula maybe in it.
Just a wee splash.
It's just a scoosh of, and it's really smoke if it's anything.
Yeah.
If someone has a very discerning palate, they'll pick it out. Otherwise, it's going to be the apple-y, pearish tones are going to pop right out.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times folks are trying to, it's kind of like when you pick up a glass of water and your head is saying this is Sprite and you taste it and it's like, whoa, or vice versa. If someone is picking up some Scotch thinking they're going to get bourbon, it's going to be a very whoa moment.
I'm very glad you said that, because I think like mindset was sort of one of the things. I was driving around town today, went to a plant nursery, went to go see my parents, and I'm just like, it was turning in my head like some, you know, things to talk about. But mindset really is critical, because it's like you're not getting a glass of bourbon, you're getting something entirely different, you know. So I think laying some groundwork for people that are new to Scotch is like step one, to be honest.
It really is. I like to know where I'm going before I get there. You know, I'm
Yeah.
kind of weird in that, like, if you go to an establishment where you can't see in the door or through the windows, I'm like, why don't you open that door up real big so I can get a good look before I go inside?
Oh, I'm the dummy that runs inside. I'm like, this is cool. What's this?
That is so not. So we're so yin and yang, I swear. But no, I just because I kind of want to know what I'm getting into, right?
Mhm.
So be prepared, laying that groundwork, showing what to expect. Now, this isn't going to be a sweet and like corn pops, or you're not going to have like a popcorn or a peanut taste to this. This is going to be more savory almost. It's not going to be near sweet. Might get a little sweet at the front, and then it's kind of slide into a little spice at the end.
Right.
Yes, it's whiskey because of the way it's made and the definition of it, but it's not maybe what that person's been used to. And that in itself, if you're taking it upon yourself to help educate someone who, and generally, I mean, we're not out there knocking, you know, John Q. Public over the head. Come here and let me show you what Scotch is. I mean, people are kind of like, oh, I want to know more about that. Or I can't believe you would drink that stuff. It's like, well, that stuff isn't really bad. Would you like to try some? And
that stuff's pretty awesome.
Yeah, you know, there's a reason these shelves are all over the place. There's a reason crazy people like you all show up on Tuesday nights. You know, there's a reason, because people have an appreciation for it, certainly a taste buds for it. But being able to share that, I think it is good to also listen to that person and find out what they like in general.
Yes.
You know, do they drink cocktails? Do they like the, you know, clear spirits? What do you like about a clear spirit? You know, well, I like that I can mix stuff with it and it doesn't taste hot, you know, and it's like, okay, that tells me this person needs a low ABV, you know, or it's not going to, there's no chance. And I'm not out to convince someone you will now be a Scotch drinker. I just want them to have the experience and they can make their own minds up.
Absolutely. No, you're right. I think, getting some information on what they want and what they like. Because I mean, again, same thing, like, you know, I have a background in the wine industry, like getting people into wine. It's the same thing. Yeah, like wine is lower ABV than Scotch, but there's such a variety of flavors out there. So like people who are maybe used to like white Zinfandel or Moscato because they grow up with like a sweet palate, which is normal. That's how the American palate that's how the American palate trends. Coca-Cola, Kool-Aid.
Yep.
You know, so like white Zinfandel is an entry point of wine for a lot of people. So I'm not going to start them on a Napa Cabernet that's dry, highly tannic. I'll start them on like a juicier, low tannin varietal like Grenache, you know, so it's just, it's all the same, right? It's all the same language. It's all the same strategy when you're trying to like guide somebody into trying something new.
Yeah, it really is. You're doing them a service, and it may very well be they drink it and cough and hack and say, oh no. And then you're like, okay, more for me. But, you know, kudos for them for trying. You know,
that's honestly a willingness to try is like number one, you know? Yeah.
I love this that Chad brings up that when he starts a tasting that he's hosting, because he has a huge club up in Canada, and we did a show on those clubs. So go back and check that one out. He starts with nobody inside this room knows everything about whiskey, and nobody outside of this room knows everything about whiskey. I love that because both are true. They really are. I mean, what someone knows about whiskey or is first and foremost personal. It's whatever their personal relationship or experience has been with that. And I like that you do that, Chad, because you're putting everybody on the same level playing field, you know?
one of many things I like about Chad. He is probably a wonderful person to have a whiskey club with. He is
He's
so
Canadian. He's
knowledgeable,
very nice. He
so
basically told
kind.
them, you may
Yes.
think you know something, but you don't know any more than anybody else in here, which I absolutely adore. And all you needed at the end was a bless your heart. So,
Bless your heart.
you know, I would have added that. But no, I love that because truly
Yeah.
everybody has their own views. Now I know I've gone to the liquor store and had people tell me about this Islay thing and I'll just I
Must
just
bite
this
tongue.
compelling need to go, I know more than you, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not that person. I can think that, but I'm not that person.
It's hard. It's hard to hold back. I understand.
It is. It is sometimes. It's like, oh. So I usually try to get them in a conversation
Yes.
and drop knowledge in sweet
Yeah.
little digestible nuggets. And then I may not to make myself feel better, but I want them to kind of know something so they don't say it to somebody else later.
Right, because it's not a competition, right? It's information sharing.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is.
so
It's
it's
an
like,
exchange.
yeah.
It is an exchange. Too slow is in. That's great. And hey, Graham made it. Hey,
Hi, Graham.
I hope you're doing well, buddy. Still trying to figure out how to get over there. It's looking better and better. And Rob's in. Hey, we
Hi,
just
Rob.
got chatting and we got all kinds of folks coming in.
I love it.
This is good to see you guys. So Chris is saying, you know, a good early question would be to ask them about ABV alcohol. Like, what is the highest, you know, have you had something neat? And a lot of people, I will say, don't know what neat is.
Right.
I've even encountered this.
Well, that's neat.
Perfect segue. Oh, wait. There we go. Oh, wait.
There we go.
Well, that's neat. Literally.
Courtesy of the same guy that gave me the Isla NASA mashup shirt, right?
Oh,
so
Paul
yeah,
did that one too. Oh,
that's Paul. That's all Paul.
There you are.
He was supposed to tune in. I don't know if he's in the chats, but if you're there, Paul,
Oh.
I'm wearing your shirt.
Good job. Good job.
Sorry to interrupt. Just had to show it off the neat thing. So yeah.
I love it. That was a great segue. But he's trying to, you know, and suggest if they haven't, then having to ease them into a couple T90 easy little sips.
Yep.
Again, Hollywood doesn't do us any favor with throwing the shot back. Whatever, you know, that didn't even pass your tongue as it went down your gullet.
Yeah, that's good Scotch. Don't shoot it, right? Like,
no. I love how the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society even tells you that every single bottle. This is not for you.
I love it. It's like, yeah, branded on. Yes, it's on every single bottle.
Oh goodness. Graham, I am sorry. I am trying not to laugh out of my chair that you said it was warm and humid in Stirling, Scotland. But I'm really glad y'all got some rain because I know, you know, we need water there for some whiskey. But my hair was about this big earlier because of our humidity. It's like a chia pet. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Chia pet.
Oh gosh. Kevin says this is a good starter for Klein Leash.
You think
You
so?
know?
Okay.
And I could totally see that. I would definitely say that 14.
It's
The
great
Klein
bottle.
14
Yeah.
would be super to start. And it's so very different with that
He's waxy. Yeah,
taste
exactly.
to it, you know, that consistency and the oiliness to it. That does not taste like a bourbon. That does not taste like a sipping tequila or a sipping rum, you know, something very, very different. And again, you're going to get those almost edamame savory notes with some scotches that aren't even on the flavor wheel of a lot of other spirits. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, the Klein Leash is waxy, but it's not like, because I remember tasting it blind. I mean, I was already a little bit experienced with Scotch the first time I tasted Klein Leash, and I was like, why is this waxy?
Yeah.
And then I found out what it was. I looked it up and I was like, oh, okay. I actually called a tasting note. Yay. Which is like a huge ego boost when you're new in Scotch, right? But like, it's waxy, but it's still like, I still find it like it's still gentle. It's easy to drink. Like it's just, it's a pleasant, it's a very, really, it's a nice dram, honestly.
It has a brightness without being hot or overextended, you know.
No, the ABV point was really smart because it's like, I mean, you and me at this point, I'll buy a 60% cask strength and not think anything of it. And I'll have like a newbie over and I'll be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You know, so I'll like forget myself sometimes.
I'm sorry for scorching your esophagus.
Sorry, like burned out your nose hairs and probably like, yeah.
Oh, you were stuffy before you came over? Not anymore.
Don't you feel better?
That is so funny. I have to kind of laugh. I had a test today on my metal checkup, and they were saying like drink lots of fluids, and I said, well, funny. I'm gonna be drinking some scotch tonight. Is that okay? Oh yeah, it's fluid. Just drink a lot of water with it. I was like, okay.
I like your doctor.
Doctor's orders. Ian says, I love this, it's important to consider the environment. Speaking of hot and humid, the season and climate.
Seriously. Yeah.
When whiskeys introduce people to them. Because I mean, they're going into, if we're gonna go, we're almost into getting into fall, they're into winter, going into spring there. And I will tell you that the Buna 12 video I did, I had to take 3 breaks because I was so hot. It was not enjoyable. You know, it's not enjoyable. So certainly the environment and down here, and you're not much better in Oklahoma at this at this month. You really have to have some air conditioning in order to not completely sweat when you're drinking whiskey. Well,
but it makes sense in a lot of ways, right? Because it's just like, I think of the climate, I think of enjoying room temperature drams in Scotland, but the climate is very like amenable to that, you know? And so, I mean, think about bourbon. It is very, very normal to enjoy bourbon over ice because it's made in the American South, you know? So it was probably in some way like built to be enjoyed chilled or over ice. So it's true that it's like, there is almost a little bit of like displacement, you know, like enjoying Scotch like in the American South. I mean, we have air conditioning, but I mean, a lot of stuff is sort of like the origin that it comes from and the country it comes from. It sort of like makes sense in the context of, you know, where it was developed, but that doesn't mean we can't enjoy it here because we very much do.
Right. And you bring up a really good point, and that is about ice. So I have a friend of mine who was telling me that she has a family member who likes Scotch, but drinks it over, and I say but, the family member drinks it over ice, much to the chagrin of other family members. And I'm like, that's not a bad way to drink it. If that's how she likes to drink it, that's how she ought to drink it. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And it's her taste buds, not their taste buds.
Right.
Yes, we might have a little heartburn if you put a Macallan that over, Macallan 25 over ice. I did make fun of my cousin Kyle for putting Basil Hayden over ice. Just because it's fun, not because it was really sad or whatever. But back to Chris's suggestion of take a tiny sip, try it a little differently than you have had it. But if you prefer it over ice, if you want some water, we all play with our whiskey. We put water on our whiskey. You can water it down. It's truly whoever's palate, however it's best for them to drink it.
Well, it's the, not my circus, not my monkeys thing, right? Like, I'm not going to tell you how to drink your whiskey. I mean, I'll say I prefer it this way, but the thing about it is like, especially Scotch whiskey is not a cheap product, and it's a special product, right? And so I feel like those of us that do drink it, there probably is a bit of like a ritual that we build around it, and we might do things to it or like enjoy it in ways that other people might not understand. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's our ritual. It's our special moment. Yeah. Like Scotch is not cheap. Good Scotch is not cheap. No. So if you want to drop a couple ice cubes in it, then do it, right? Like,
Yep.
and that's kind of how I feel about the whole thing.
Yep. So Graham has a good point. It's like asking how many of us over here would get into Scotch through bourbon.
I mean, don't you think that's a common pathway since
I
bourbon
really
is
think
hard?
it is.
Yeah.
It usually is. I would say it's through bourbon more than it is any other spirit, for sure.
Yeah.
And there are some, as I call them, bourbonites who will never ever go to the dark side.
Right.
And I don't mean just peated, just Scotch in general.
Yeah.
But and I'm trying to remember, Kevin, if you started with bourbon and then you went to Scotch, or you've just always been Scotch. But quite a few of my Bourbon Society friends got into Scotch after they were far into bourbon, you know, and they're still primarily bourbon, but they really do like Scotch, and so they have quite a few things that they like. And then there were other folks that just were like, nope, can't do it. Sorry. Beyond the peat thing, it wasn't even an idea about the peat. They just couldn't. So,
right.
And that's okay. More for me.
It's fine. Yeah.
So are you still working on your
hedonism?
Hedonism?
Yes, it's about out, and then I'm going to pour my Sauternes Casca Glenmorangie. So
okay,
it's coming.
James Morgan is in. Hey, man, great to see you. Yay! And he does also like it. Neat.
Love it.
Love it.
I laughed when you your advertisement picture of me on social media was the Isla NASA shirt.
Yeah.
You know? Didn't I wear that a couple episodes in a row? So someone in the comments was like, "Is that the only shirt Jennifer owns?"
I can't remember. I think it's
I
had a picture of you from Bastard's Ball on that. You know,
I'm like, maybe
you were
like
the belle of Bastard's Ball with that shirt.
It's an epic shirt.
It is. It truly is. So here's my second dram, which you could tell I like this one. It is the Benriach 12,
okay.
12, which is a 3 cask matured, and it's sherry, bourbon, and port cask.
Lovely. Ooh, yeah.
It's Rachel Berry. Again, we're at 46. Again, it's very approachable.
Yeah.
And all that. Hey, Stacy.
Hi, Stacy.
Woman and NoHo whiskey. Hope you're doing well and having lots of fun up in Ohio.
Ooh, that orangey smells good. I poured out some of the Sauternes finish. And casking
so sweet. I mean, this is nicely balanced, I think, because from the bourbon and the sherry and the port, it isn't too sweet.
And I was thinking, from my days of running, so my whiskey club I developed, I don't know if I've ever talked about it on this show. I'll just mention it very briefly. It was when COVID started, and I got a dozen to 15 friends interested. I'd do 3 samples a month. They'd Venmo me. I'd play the whiskey fairy and flit around town and drop samples on everybody's porch, and we'd get on Zoom and talk about it.
Right.
And
love it.
It's what's really fun though is
that's good.
And it was good, open-spirited people. I loved watching all the little squares and watching people's faces. And as I got to know, because people's palates have patterns, right? So half a year into the whiskey club, if I poured a stinky Isla Scotch, I was just waiting for Emily's face, right? So I'd watch everybody take a drink and Emily would be but there were at the same time kind of crowd pleaser bottles, and I will say across the board, people like Todd, my friend Todd, you could give him the stinkiest Isla and he's just on it,
Right.
But, I mean, other club members were not like that. And it's totally fine. But I would say the Japanese whiskey session was pretty universally appealing, right? Because you've got not to just make a paint with a broad brush, but you got a lot more kind of delicate notes, right? So I would say a larger number of the people that weren't initiated actually really liked the Japanese whiskey. Glenallachie, the 12-year-old Glenallachie was loved across the board. Like even the pickiest palates loved that stuff. So kind of like your Glenmorangie or Quinta Rubin, right? I mean, there are just some bottles that like you give them to somebody and you will not get a word against it. And that like 12-year-old Glenallachie, just like people love that stuff.
Yeah.
Even like, I'm sorry, like even Monkey Shoulder. What is it, like $30 a bottle?
Yeah.
You can drink it on its own, but it's great in cocktails, so you don't have to feel guilty mixing it. I mean, there are just certain bottles that like you can give to initiates and they're like, oh, Scotch is really good, you know?
Yeah. And if somebody kind of comes to the table with halfway open mind, then you know they're putting something into it to be open enough to it to not judge it straight out of glass. But this is so tasty. If folks have not had this, and it's very reasonable. And
I've had it. It's just been honestly, it's been a very long time since I've had that Dram. Really honestly, yeah.
Goodness. So tell me what you have behind you. I'm gonna do like the full thing because
an eerily lit corset.
An eerily lit. It's not that kind of show, folks. But no, I am so proud of you, and let me go get my little cheat sheet over here because I'm gonna put this in the chat. So everybody has an assignment tonight. Let's go out to Instagram and follow Jennifer, because the woman is such an artist. I cannot even tell you. And it's Freya Viking Wear. You make unbelievable Viking clothes. You channel your inner Celtic goddess and show us what you're doing.
Oh gosh, okay. It's a little dark, getting on nightfall. My studio's poorly lit. I need to get better lighting for it. But I've got like a bit of a dragon scale. There you go, dragon scale.
That's all handmade, y'all, by those hands.
So dragon scales. I'm sorry, the lighting's terrible.
No, you can see the detail.
I know, I'm not seasoned like you. I'm terrible with lighting. But yes, I've got this dragon scale capelet.
We can go to the Instagram and see the details.
Yeah, corsets are not very Viking-y, but Ren Fair attendees love corsets. And this, can you guys see it? I don't know if you can.
There you go.
Anyway, point being, it's a I didn't come prepared for show and tell, but
no, but I love your work.
It's a velvet and faux fur cloak, but yeah, I do crafting and sewing for Ren Fair festivals. You guys don't have to follow me on Instagram. If you do, that would be great, but don't feel like you have to.
I said do it. Awesome. No, thanks for sharing that, because I love how you have found your zen in doing that. Yes. And it takes a lot of moxie to do that, and she may be at a Ren festival close to you at some point. But yeah, check her out in that way. Especially if you know anybody who's into that, send them her way.
And come to my booth, because I'll probably have some really good Scotch in my hip flask. So come to my booth and have a dram. Even better.
Oh, well, we were talking about Isla, and Rob's already killed a bottle of Kilholman. So
good man.
We can help you with that, Rob. There you go.
Where was our invitation?
Yeah. And Graham is saying, blends and ice are good partners.
Yes.
Yeah. I can see an ice cube and a bottle of and a blend kind of shaking hands and doing a deal and saying, yes, we go together like peas and carrots. Hoagie is in.
Hi, Hoagie.
You're in the wee early in the morning. So you're probably working on 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning now. Thanks for being here, Hoagie. I'm so glad you're there. Good. I'm glad you're thinking that that makes you feel good that you're that we're on the track. And yes, another Glenmo. Isn't it funny how we've talked about 3 Glenmos tonight about they're just solid, right?
Across the board, yes.
Solid. I think they're the and I keep saying solid. I don't want to say best. Best is so, to me, they're just a really good foundation to be able to open somebody up to whiskey.
Well, and honestly, that sort of like, that has kind of been not my challenge here. It's actually been a good thing for me here because I relocated from Houston to Oklahoma City 2 years ago. And I mean, Houston, like the market, Texas is a big, big market. So in terms of distribution, there's a lot of like good wine and spirits that make it into Texas. But like Oklahoma, I'm not gonna lie, we're kind of overlooked up here. I worked in wine and spirits distribution. I was fortunate enough that my distributor carried Compass Box, and I was more than happy to like spread the gospel.
Yeah.
But it's just the knowledge level and just like the culture for Scotch in Oklahoma City is not, you know, it's just not strong, and that's okay. And you know, I'm sort of busy with like this, you know, these corsets and furs that you're seeing. I contemplated doing like an Oklahoma City Scotch Club, but at the same time, just via my colleagues, friends, just people I've like connected with here. I mean, the market here is a lot of like basic stuff, so to speak. You can't get special bottlings, but it's not a bad thing, right? And it's almost sort of forced me to revisit the classics, which does not insult me in the least. It's enjoyable. So it's like people that don't know anything about Scotch, I'm like, hey, there's a couple Glenmorangies I think you should try. Hey, let's go get that Glenallachie. Hey, Glendronach. Let's go get ourselves some Glendronach, you know? So it's just, it's almost been a fun, I've actually welcomed it, you know? So there's like the part of me that's like, you know, bitching and whining that I can't go get the latest release.
It's like a little reboot, you know? Reboot the classics.
And I don't mind. Yes. And I do not mind it in the least because I jumped into Scotch so hard that there were probably some like classics and like iconic bottles that I might have even skipped.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Like it's like reading a novel when you're 20 and rereading the novel when you're 40, and you come back at it with like a lot more wisdom. And that's how I feel about some bottles that maybe I tasted when I was a lot younger. You know?
I so love that. That is so, I love that analogy because your perspective is completely different at those two points in your life.
Yes.
Completely different. And interesting, it's a whole nother one. If you add another 20 years to it. I'm so happy that some Glen Scotia came into your life. That white port finish. Oh, I know there was a festival bottling not too long. I think the 23 may have been the white port. I'm not sure.
Oh, lucky girl. Good bottles.
So good. And James is dropping the knowledge on the Talisker white port. I bet that's really good too.
Stop it. What?
Salty, malty white port.
Excuse me? Where can I get this?
Yes. Yum.
I'm officially envious.
I love this. Your stinky Isla. Do you mean characterful? Yes. What a great word, characterful.
So Dram, I mean it with nothing but affection.
Yeah, stinky is good. Don't think Limburger cheese or something.
No.
That's good.
I mean, stinky. It's just the most
like Campbelltown Funk is awesome.
Campbelltown Funk. Would you take me to?
Oh goodness. Yeah. I love. Stacy did get. I'm glad that we were talking about that a little bit earlier before I saw you were in, Stacy.
Orchard has good. Yeah.
It's just so good. It's great to be able to get that one in. And Hoagie is asking if you had, because he knows that you're an Ardbeg girl. If you've had the Eureka,
I've not. It is at my local shop. So Hoagie, I fell out, not in a bad way. I fell out of buying Ardbeg. I don't know why. I think maybe because I was just in an exploratory phase. So I will say though, the most recent Ardbegs I've tasted was Spectacular. So the port finished one, which is very, very good. And the Unicorn, which is like Madeira. And it's good. That Unicorn's good. So Eureka, I have not. If you have any insights on it or things you like about it, please let me know. But yeah, I don't want to say sorry, I got this wild hair. There we go. All right. What wild hair? I'm sorry.
I look like I just went in the electrical outlet.
It's hot in the South. What are we gonna do? But yeah, Eureka I've not tried, but would love to try it. It's at my local liquor store. If you recommend it strongly enough, maybe I'll go buy a bottle.
Me a teammate from me. I need to haven't. I've not. I say I haven't bought any bottles, but I actually have, and I had a shipment this week, and y'all, I promise, I am not sponsored by Scotch Drinkers Only. They're just really good people, and they had the Lady of the Glen tasting along with Greg Schwartz, who is the director of the Independent Spirits Festival, Independent Spirits movie, the docuseries, and bubble wrap. We're gonna have fun with this. This is how wonderfully these things get wrapped and sent to you here from Scotch Drinkers Only, from their retailer. And
good wrapping.
So I know, right? It's like anticipation. But this was my bonus bottle that I had to buy myself, and I knew that it was super good because this was a wedding present a friend of mine gave his brother, who's a dear friend of mine, and it's Lady of the Glen, who were 3 years. 3 years. These people have been Independent Bottler of the Year in Scotland.
Badass.
And this particular one, let me take it out so you can see it.
Well, you better. Don't unwrap a box and not show us the bottle.
I know. Well, it's not turned to where you can read it. I have to take it out. Okay. So Gavin or Alex put this in that. I'm at this guy's. This is 55.5.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not the dram you would pour a newbie. It's 9 years. Refill hogshead in a PX octave.
Oh heavens. Oh heavens.
And it is Kalila.
Oh my God, stop it. Look at that color. Oh God. I'm gonna be making a roadie to Baton Rouge like tomorrow.
Right? Parma violets, heather smoke, and rich fruit cake.
Parma violets. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, Gregor, Hannah, Paul, and Alec and Gavin, those guys are just absolutely wonderful. But they are doing a tasting with Scotch Drinkers Only and Greg Schwartz on the 23rd of July, on that Wednesday. And this is the sample pack, and you could probably there's still some available, and you could probably order it. I think it's $55, and they're 50 mil drams.
Yeah, but do they ship to all 50 states? Because Oklahoma's weird with shipping, which is like a whole nother episode can of worms, is like distribution, which that would just be a terrible but informative episode.
Look how pretty.
Oh,
and knowing Gavin and Alec, they probably cussed every time they fill these little tiny bottles. But look how pretty. So here's the tasting. A 10-year-old Strathmill ex Amarone finish.
Ooh, Amarone shit.
A 13-year ex Madeira finish Loch Lomond Inchmirren. That one's at 55.7.
Okay.
A 15-year Macduff XPX Sherry.
Oh heavens.
A 16-year Auchentoshan X Ruby Port.
Oh, okay.
And a blended malt. It's the Solera batch. They have a Solera system there. And this is a blended malt, and it was bottled on July 8th of last year.
So they rotate their whiskeys through they do the Solera system with their
3 casks.
Oh my gosh.
That are connected. They made it.
Beautiful.
They made it themselves, and they put it in the first, and it just everything works its way around. So
wonderful.
I'm excited for this.
How absolutely wonderful.
Are doing that. So you'll able, like at the tasting, when you do it, and it's going to be a Zoom, you're going to be able to get access to the 4-part docuseries, which is fantastic. Graham and I saw it, and when we were at the festival in March, absolutely fabulous. So, oh, see, we got some new friends in here. Let's see. Hey Roy, good to see you. Where did it go? There it is. You sure you're drinking Glenrothes Space
Nice.
Single
Absolutely.
Malt? Yum. Welcome and thanks for being here.
Oh wait, Roy, I think that's my HEB friend Roy from Texas.
Hey, send
What's
me some
up, dude?
buttered tortillas if that's you.
I miss you. I miss seeing you and receiving. Hi, Roy. Oh my god.
Oh, thanks, Roy, for being here.
So
Send tortillas.
Send tortillas.
Yeah. And Graham says that Eureka has a fair bit of chocolate malt in it.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'll take Ardbeg with some chocolate.
Yeah.
And
actually,
Graham.
Hoagie's a fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And I feel like if Graham, and not to interrupt your comments, but Graham, you'll appreciate this because Ardbeg happens to be like, you know, my favorite pet distillery. But I want you to know that in 2017, when my dad and I embarked on a trip to Isla without knowing squat about what the whiskey was about, we probably bought a bottle of like Lefroy 10 at a local liquor store in Oklahoma and tasted it. And I was like, what in like the creosote Band-Aid hell is this stuff? Like,
I love how you had the trip booked before you even had some.
Yes. So we went to Isla and it took like 2 days and I was like, this stuff is incredible. So, I mean, that's sort of like, that's how I got into Scotch was via Isla. I don't know why I went that hard.
I mean,
that's how I got into Scotch was via Isla.
That's the equivalent of baptism by fire.
Absolutely.
In Scotch.
It's kind of how I've lived my life. So it checks out, right? So yeah.
Sink or swim. Have some Pete. Goodness gracious. Graham went to our favorite Sterling place at the Curly Q. Oh, Glen Craig.
I hear so much wonderful stuff about Lady of the Glen. I've not gotten to have any, but I just hear so much incredible stuff about it.
It's really and so we're able to buy the same bottles that they can get over there because Scotch Drinkers only gets an allocation, you know, and of certain bottles, you know, I mean, they don't get the whole repertoire. But yeah, and Roy says, yeah, that's him. So the Kalila is out of stock now. Oh, boo! You know, you got some of this if you want it. Man, awesome.
But like, I know it's getting on 9 and I want to get like my last most important. And I'm not saying like we have to like stop now, but the whole getting people into Scotch thing is friendship and community. And I know I circle back to this all the time when I'm on your show because you're a freaking wizard and you make friends with everybody. And so
I've never met a stranger.
But like, seriously, I think about, I just think about like events in my life and I think about, I liked whiskey. And of course, I mean, I think you and I both got into whiskey that way, right? Like you went to Oban, you were doing like a technical research trip and you went to Oban, you were like, oh, this tastes really good actually, you know, but you actually appreciate it like kind of in its native context. Same thing with me and my dad and Isla. We went to like, you know, it's like a love-hate or sorry, hate-love transfer. But I mean, I feel like, and this goes for a lot of stuff in our life, no matter what interest or something we glom onto, sometimes it's just a super passionate person that gets us into something.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's sort of how I see you and me and like all of our friends in the chat, right? Like we are all big whiskey enthusiasts. We probably talk it up. We tell fun stories. And I mean, it just gets people excited. It's the friendship, it's the community. And I mean, that even with wine, right? Like I did a lot of staff trainings for restaurants and tasting notes are important. Production notes are important. Don't get me wrong. Cause I think the technical stuff does matter, but at the end of the day, if it's your average consumer out for a fun night out or your initiate, just looking for some fun, I just feel like an enthusiastic person that knows stuff.
Yeah.
And like just a fantastic story really helps. Right.
Yeah.
So when I used to do staff trainings at restaurants, sometimes like a fun story was sort of like all it took. It's like, hey, this wine tastes good. You know, it's this varietal. It was made this way. But let me tell you something really funny. The vineyard owner got drunk and like crashed his helicopter in the vineyard one day, and his wife hated it, and she made him like stop making wine for a year. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
just like sometimes it's a hook, or it's a just super enthusiastic person that just helps people around you be like, what is this all about? Right.
I mean, they look at that person who's very enthusiastic and go,
Yeah.
well, there might be something to this. And again, that allows them to open their mind up to possibilities that weren't there before. And
Right.
you know, I mean, there's been a lot in the news about how you know, there's a decrease in the number of people drinking and the decrease in the number of whiskey drinkers and things like that. And the market's always going to ebb and flow.
Right.
We preach responsibility, we preach appreciation, and not to get, this is not anyone here to get the drink on kind of thing, you know, and being able to say, you know, this is what it has done for me. I've enjoyed most every dram I've ever had. There's a couple I was like, no thank you, where's my toothbrush? But very far and few between in the many years now that I've been drinking whiskey. The people who have come into my life because of this community and getting to understand what this is,
right,
has been invaluable. I mean, there's no way in the last 3 months I would not have gotten through without these people.
Absolutely.
You included. You know, I mean, Mark JG is I go on and on about him, but there is no way I would have gotten through our family losing my mom without him. It's just, so there's all of that to say is that, you know, it's more, we all understand it's more than whatever is in this glass.
Right.
When you impart that to someone who's new to it, they're going to see that. They're going to see that it's more than just that. And that may be just as appealing to them than what they're sipping.
Yeah. I mean, it is a taste thing. Some people just like the taste of some things more than others, but it's just, I mean, I feel like, suppose, for example, I had a similar experience with rum. You know, I had visited some production facilities, met some really cool people, and rum's good, right? Like nice, mature age sipping rum is great. So it's probably also just sort of like the hazard of what our lives put us into, you know, and like who we run across. So if I had this experience with like rum, for example, I'm sure I would have the same passion, but it's just like, I mean, Scotch is a phenomenal product. It's delicious. I love the tradition, but it's made so much more beautiful by the people that I've met that make it, the people that enjoy it, the friendships I've made. So it is a complex web. Like, okay, get somebody into Scotch. Okay, taste this. Does it taste good? But it's just, I think for all of us, we can probably all say the same thing. It's about so much more than that, right? Like, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's got a sweet comment about, you know, it's not whiskey until it's shared. And he's grateful that we've been able to share with us. Yes, we've a couple of times, I mean, at least 3 or 4 times now, Chris, we've been able to share some drams, some down in Louisiana, some other places. And, you know, I'm so very thankful for that.
Yeah.
You know, just, I mean, Kevin, same way. But Kevin and I never would have met if it hadn't been for whiskey, for sure. You know, and he has such a special interest in closed distilleries.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I swear he's I think you probably got something out of most every one of them that ever was. But
I'm pretty sure he's a wizard. Are you a wizard? Do you have magic powers?
He conjures up Port Allen 25.
Oh, that takes some conjuring for sure.
I'm telling you. But the thing is he appreciates that, and the fact that he can have a bottle in front of him from a facility across the ocean in a small country that isn't even there anymore. The footprint, I mean, there's not even concrete there less, you know, on some of these
Yes.
things. And but he can appreciate what they were able to do, and especially
Yeah.
that older whiskey like that he's able
basically
to
like
get.
manifesting history, right? He's bringing
He
forth these
is.
things that like
He's channeling in his inner Gregor. He was a Scotsman he was a grumpy old Scotsman in a former life. Oh, that's so funny.
wonderful.
To meet him. He's such a delightful guy. He's not grumpy. Well, no, he is a little grumpy sometimes. I'm telling on you. He's going, yeah, probably so.
He's like, it's all right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Turtle, thanks so much. Yeah, I'm so very thankful I met this guy, this woman, and truly, um, um,
Oh, I know who that is.
I, oh, you do? Okay.
Okay, so funny story. No, hold on. Funny story.
Okay.
Turtles at Cards. That is my parents' account. So my little nephew Cade. Who is my best buddy in the whole wide world. So that's probably you, Mom, I'm guessing. That's probably you, Mom. Hi, Mom. So Cade took over my dad's phone, and Cade started his own YouTube channel. And so he messed with my dad's settings. So Cade has like cute little like awesome YouTube videos. They did a DIY turtle pond, and it's awesome. So he posted a video about that. But Turtles at Cards is the account formerly known as John Rice.
Okay.
So yeah, that's one of my parents, probably Mom. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you for having this woman, so I can have a great friend in my life.
Yes,
for sure. But yeah, truly, walking in because we got some new folks, and for those who don't know, literally walked into the apartment and was sharing with other people for the Isla Whiskey Academy, and this one was milling around the kitchen and looks at me and goes, "Want to go to the co-op and get some chicken? I'm gonna cook dinner tonight." I'm like, "Hell yeah!" Little did I know she was a trained chef, and she's making roasted potatoes.
She looks cool. She'd like some chicken.
And I'm like looking for the eggs. I can't find the eggs in the cooler, and that's because they're not pasteurized and they're all sitting in the end cap. And I'm like, where have I gone? They don't have eggs in the cooler.
We were like best friends from the start.
It was. It's great. Everybody we met there, I've stayed in touch with. It's great.
I was telling someone the other night, like, because we were laughing about like tombstone quotes, and it's just, especially for a lot of Americans, especially maybe if you're from the South, like tombstone's kind of a rite of passage, And I just remember one night we'd been up really late, drinking with
every night,
none less than John McShane. I wish John McShane were on right now, because I would be like, damn you, John McShane. But just staying up late drinking whiskey, and Mike Stewart, from the Inverurie Whiskey Shop, had his little tour van, and he'd come pick us up. And I remember they stopped in front of our house, and like we threw the van door open. Everybody looks hungover. We look hungover, and they're just like, "How's it going?" And just the first thing that pops into my mind was a tombstone quote, and I was like, "Well, I'm right as the mail, baby. How are you?"
And everybody went,
"What?" Paul laughed. Paul, Canadian, like Nova Scotian Paul laughed.
Yeah,
Canadian Paul laughed, but everybody else was like, "What?"
Yeah, then she's telling everybody, "I'll be your Huckleberry." And
exactly.
Like, what?
I'm right as the mail.
Oh my gosh, that was a lot of fun. And for those so Mike, and congratulations and a hooray for Mike. Mike has an unbelievable shop, Inverurie Whiskey Shop, wine shop, whiskey and wine shop, and he does he has the Highland Tours Company, Highland Whiskey Academy, and he just opened a whiskey and wine bar called Fog House. Dude is killing it. I'm just so proud of him. If you're in Inverurie, not Rary, Brewery, please go see him and tell him that Leanne and Jen sent you. For sure. Graham hit it.
Said, hey.
Scotch is about people and taste and history.
Yes.
And tradition.
I love this. Absolutely.
And somebody's blowing my phone up. My family. Okay. I was like, who's texting me?
That's why you put it on silent.
It really is. It's so good. Yeah, it is really good. So they're making whiskey for Tombstone again? Oh, okay.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Huh. Interesting. Well, this has been fun. I hope everybody's enjoyed it. We're gonna get life back on track here on the channel. Um, Coming up in August, August 5th is going to be Rick from the Whiskey Zone is going to join me as a guest. Rick and I were part of an epic Whiskey Monday last March, where our friends Peter and Denise Lee took a van full of us to Deanston. And we are going to talk about our Deanston trip. We're going to talk about the way they lost money on us on the warehouse tour, thanks to Rick. Just letting you know, if you're on a warehouse tour with Rick, you want him using the copper dog on the really rare stuff. Just saying.
Okay, like that's locked in my memory.
It's do it. Send Rick, and you're going to be really happy. But we had some really unbelievable drams, a great experience. There were 10 of us that were all there together, and multiple nationalities, the whole 9 yards, and some really fun happenstance here and there. And so that was great. Show me the proof, dude. Thanks so much for joining us and being here. And we just talked about bourbon nights that want to drink Scotch. So I'm glad you like the vibe. You know, there's a room.
Come hang out with us and drink Scotch. I love it. I promise.
Your vibe attracts your tribe. So I hope you'll join us from here on out. We do have a lot of fun.
We got you,
boo. But yeah, so Deanston is going to be a lot of fun. So that's we're going to start that back up now that hopefully I'm coming up for air now, y'all. And I do appreciate everybody being patient and sending me all the good juju, because it's been dearly needed. But what have you got going on? You're working on the summer, and you're going to do more shows. And
well, this actually this is a pertinent topic for you. I am going to Norway for 2 weeks in August. And part of my journey is I'm working a Viking festival in the Lofoten Islands, which is above the Arctic Circle, which when you live in the South and it's like 100 degrees in August and you get to go where it's like 50, it's kind of awesome. So this is like hardcore Viking nerd stuff, right? So I'm going to work a 4-day Viking festival in the Lofoten Islands. But when I get back to like mainland Norway, there is an island called Fedje. And this is sort of anticipatory because I hope we can do an episode about it. But anyone that's like in the comments right now, like if you've ever heard of Fedje, because I know like a lot of countries are making whiskey, Sweden, Denmark, France, India, like everybody's making whiskey right now. So there is this little bitty island off the west coast of Norway called Fedje, and it's called the Ocean Distillery. And it is this itty bitty tiny island. I booked me and my friend lodging for the night. It's like a bed in the old sardine factory, which I just can't tell you how much I love this. But it is all in very Scandinavian fashion. It's all like female run, female invested, so it's cool. But I mean, again, they have like men on their staff. I'm not trying to like make a statement. It's just really cool that like Fedje was just started by a group of women. So I've heard they make great whiskey. They make great gin. They make great aquavit, which is sort of like the national drink of Norway. So I am going on a tour of the Fedje distillery, and I will bring back samples and I will send them to you. But maybe it would open up into a better episode discussion of world whiskeys, right? Because I'm sure all of us have had whiskeys from other countries that we've really enjoyed. So maybe that would be like a future episode for us all to talk about. Yeah, exactly. But I'm super excited. Yeah.
That's great.
And then after Norway, I'm going to be like gone all the time for Ren fairs selling this crap you see in the background. So
it's not crap, it's art. It's so cool. And people are so happy. What I love about your Instagram, because I'm going to keep going on and on about it, is that when you are at shows, you show people who've bought your things, and they're just so happy. They're all decked out, and you make them look so good
Their
and so
smiles.
authentic. And I know that every stitch you put into those has the love and intention and all that stuff. And I just love it. You're so talented, and
Thank you.
so yay, hooray!
It's a finding purpose thing. It's a finding purpose thing. I want to make people feel awesome, and I found it in this channel. Right?
It's very evident.
Yeah,
it's very evident. All right. Well, we're gonna say bye to these great folks, and
good night, everybody.
Graham's telling us that he's going to Orkney for a week, and that's where Jennifer and I've been wanting to go.
Stop it, Graham! Stop it!
Like, are you kidding me?
Ugh, fine, whatever. Rub it in.
That's going to be the Thelma and Louise trip for Leanne and Jennifer at some point.
If I'll go to jail anywhere, it'll be Orkney.
Well, and I'm totally down. I don't really even want to find Brad Pitt at this point. I just want to drive a cool car. On the 500, that would be kind of neat. Dodging sheep left and right, and Harry Coos. But all right, so thank you, my friend. I'm gonna tuck you back in the green room, and I'll catch you in a minute. Don't go anywhere.
Love you. Okay. Bye, guys. Yeah, it was an awesome episode.
Awesome. Thank you. Oh, y'all, thank you so much. This has been fun. This has been really, really fun. Again, it's been a long couple of months, and I've missed you all terribly. We're going to get back on track. So be sure to come see us on that first Tuesday of August on the 5th. We can celebrate my cousin's birthday, and the one who puts Basil Hayden over ice. Anyway, it'll be Kyle's birthday. We'll enjoy that. But I want to thank all of y'all very much for all the support. And I will see you next month. And until then, Slanju, y'all.